Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Careers. And today we are going to discuss about PCM careers. In India, lot of people take PCM. मतलब इंडिया में कहीं भी चले जाओ आप, what are you opting for? PCM और PCB भी चलता है, but today our focus is PCM. So if I look at, I travel a lot. मैं workshops करने के लिए सोनीपत, पानीपत, लखनऊ, गुड़गांव, नोएडा, गाजियाबाद. I go to all these places. Wherever I go, people come. What have you taken? PCM. What are you going to do? Engineering. Have you thought anything else? No. Yeah. So the moment anybody takes PCM, everyone around is saying engineering. Everyone is happy. Yeah, we are going to be an engineer. बेटा इंजीनियर बन जाएगा. I'm sure you remember the scene from Three Idiots. एकदम ठप्पा लग जाता है इसको मैं इंजीनियर बनाऊंगा आईआईटी से. So people go for coaching. People do so many things just to look at one thing. But today we'll discuss about other options also. We'll discuss कि भाई पीसीएम के बाद क्या क्या करियर्स हैं, कैसे कर सकते हैं, कैसे जा सकते हैं. हम लोग इंडिया में भी बात करेंगे, इंडिया के बाहर भी बात करेंगे. एंड वील ओपन अप योर माइंड टुवर्ड्स पॉसिबिलिटीज. एंड द पॉसिबिलिटीज इन द वर्ल्ड आर इमेंस. और तुम सबने ये भी सुना होगा, पेरेंट्स या एडल्ट्स बोलते रहते हैं, टीचर्स भी बोलते हैं, साइंस करने से सारे करियर ऑप्शन खुले रहते हैं. स्वाहा. मतलब साइंस करोगे तो सब कुछ खुला हुआ है. सो आज देखते हैं भाई सच में क्या क्या खुला हुआ है. एंड विद एन ओपन माइंड, अगर अच्छे चल रहा है हमारा पीसीएम में तो वी लुक एट दोज करियर्स. अगर अच्छा नहीं चल रहा, मे बी मैथ्स में अच्छा चल रहा है, देन आई लुक एट मैथ्स, ऑपरेशंस रिसर्च, सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट, स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड सो ऑन. अगर मेरा मैथ्स अच्छा है, मैं इकोनॉमिक्स भी देख सकता हूँ. मैंने नहीं पढ़ी, कोई बात नहीं. सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज इंडियन स्टूडेंट को होता है कि आई हैव नॉट स्टडीड. भाई मैंने ये पढ़ा नहीं है तो क्या मैं लूँ या ना लूँ, डर लगता है उसे. या तो पक्का ले सकते हो अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि उसमें करियर ग्रोथ है. और बहुत सारे में खूब सारा करियर ग्रोथ है. सो let's try and understand. We have a small PPT which we'll be using, and I'll give you a lot of ideas. And side by side, if you have any comments, any questions, that you can keep on writing on the side. I'll be helped by my team members, Vikram and Sumer. My name, of course, is Jitin Chawla, and I lead the team here at Center for Career Development. Can you put up the PPT now? Careers after PCM. Great. Next, please. हम लोग कौन लोग हैं? वी कीप ऑन डूइंग करियर काउंसलिंग. वी कीप ऑन डूइंग करियर काउंसलिंग. हम प्योर करियर काउंसलर्स हैं. वी डोंट डू एनी कोचिंग, नथिंग. वी डू करियर काउंसलिंग. वी हेल्प पीपल इन प्रोफाइल बिल्डिंग, स्टडी इन इंडिया, स्टडी अब्रॉड, एवरीथिंग. दैट्स व्हाट वी डू. तो क्या मैं बिजनेस साइड में जा सकता हूँ? बिल्कुल जा सकते हो. क्या मैं मैनेजमेंट कोर्स कर सकता हूँ? कर सकते हो. स्पेशलाइजिंग इन एनालिटिक्स करो. वाई? लॉट ऑफ स्कोप. बहुत सारा स्कोप है. कहाँ से मिलेगा मुझे बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स? चेक महिंद्रा यूनिवर्सिटी. अगर अभी 12th का एग्जाम दिया हुआ है, अभी भी फॉर्म्स ओपन है. महिंद्रा यूनिवर्सिटी कहाँ पर है? हैदराबाद. चेक. क्राइस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी बीबीए बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स. चेक. विजय भूमि यूनिवर्सिटी. ऐसे बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटी हैं जहाँ तुम बिजनेस एनालिटिक्स का प्रोग्राम करके किसी स्टार्टअप के साथ काम कर सकते हो. आई कैन डायरेक्टली गो फॉर फाइनेंस ऑल्सो. यस, वाई? बिकॉज फाइनेंस यूजेज मैथ्स, मैथमेटिकल स्किल्स. फाइनेंस करके कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फाइनेंस, वेंचर कैपिटल, प्राइवेट इक्विटी, पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट. तो बहुत अच्छे करियर. मेरे बहुत सारे इंजीनियर दोस्त जिन्होंने मेरे साथ एमबीए किया, मतलब इतने सारे लोग फाइनेंस या कंसल्टिंग, दो करियर्स में चले गए. इफ यू आर क्रिएटिव देन डिजाइन. ठीक है, पीसीएम लिया, लेकिन अब मुझे मन है डिजाइन में ही जाने का. यूसीड का एग्जाम दो, यूसीईडी. गेट इनटू आईआईटी मुंबई, आईआईटी गुवाहाटी, डीटीयू. वहां पढ़ाई कर सकते हैं. फिनटेक. पेटीएम जैसी कंपनी. पेटीएम इज अ फिनटेक कंपनी. बिटकॉइन इज अ फिनटेक प्रोडक्ट. फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज बीइंग डिलीवर्ड यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी इज फिनटेक. या तो फिनटेक करके आप जा सकते हो. सो फिनटेक, हाउ डू आई गेट इनटू फिनटेक? बीबीए फिनटेक. कहाँ से? क्राइस्ट यूनिवर्सिटी. कुछ और यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी है बीबीए फिनटेक. Data analytics, of course, is a part of computer science at most of the places, and it's a good career. हो सकता है तुम्हारा पीसीएम कर लिया, but you are interested only in English. You want to do languages. Absolutely fine. Yeah. So you can take up languages also. Before I forget, commercial pilot. Yeah. So maybe why? Because I need physics and maths to be a commercial pilot. आपने पीसीएम किया है, इंजीनियरिंग नहीं करना चाहते, go for commercial pilot. How do I go? IGRUA, IGRUA. Ripu, if you can write down. IGRUA, IGRUA. राय बरेली में इंस्टीट्यूट है, गवर्नमेंट का इंस्टीट्यूट है. They have an entrance exam with physics, maths, रीजनिंग एंड जीके, वो एग्जाम दे के एंड देन आई कैन गो। या सो लविश, वहीं से हम बीएससी एविएशन भी कर सकते हैं। यस, इग्रुआ, थैंक यू। सो इग्रुआ, इग्रुआ में चले जाओ। ऐसी और भी फ्लाइंग अकेडमीज है, वहाँ भी जा सकते हैं। सो कॉमर्शियल पायलट भी आप कर सकते हैं। तो माई अपील टू यू इज टू ओपन अप योर माइंड एंड लुक एट पॉसिबिलिटीज। सो इफ आई एम अ स्टूडेंट, पहले सबसे पहले सोचो कि अच्छा मेरा क्या इंटरेस्ट है। मे बी यूर इंटरेस्टेड इन म्यूजिक, कैन आई कंबाइन म्यूजिक एंड टेक? यस यू कैन। Can I combine, let's say, design with tech? Yes, you can. So combinations will really work out well. बहुत सारे लोग आफ्टर इंजीनियरिंग दे जस्ट गो फॉर मैनेजमेंट। तो अगर मैनेजमेंट के लिए जाने वाले हो, तुम कल को बड़ी कंपनी में सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग, फाइनेंस, एचआर, इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड, ऐसे अलग अलग एरियाज में जाने वाले हो, डायरेक्टली मैनेजमेंट कर सकते हैं। आई एम इंदौर में ऑलमोस्ट 40% लोग साइंस के बैकग्राउंड के हैं और ज़्यादातर पीसीएम वाले लोग हैं। या 40%। अगर मैं सुखदेव कॉलेज ऑफ बिजनेस स्टडीज देखूंगा तो वहाँ भी 40 to 45% पीपल आर पीपल विद अ साइंस बैकग्राउंड। Yeah. So, so management is a big draw for anybody. It's absolutely fine. पीसीएम लिया है तो हम कर सकते हैं ना डायरेक्टली में। भाई आईएम्स में चले जाओ, वो तो सबसे अच्छे मानते ही हैं लोग। नहीं तो आप सुखदेव कॉलेज ऑफ बिजनेस स्टडीज, केशव महाविद्यालय, मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी बीएमएस, शिव नादर बीएमएस, ऐसे बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं जहाँ से बीएमएस या बीबीए कर सकते हो। ऐसा नहीं कि बीबीए अच्छा कोर्स नहीं है, डिपेंड्स ऑन द कॉलेज। नरसिम्हा जी से बीबीए किया, 5-6 लाख पर एनम की सैलरी मिल जाएगी। या ऑन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप करना है जैसे तरुण इज आस्किंग, सो वो भी कर सकते हैं। बेस्ट इज नरसिम्हा जी मुंबई, उनका एक कोर्स है बीबीए फैमिली बिजनेस एंड ऑन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप, NMIMS देख के। उसमें नॉर्मल बीबीए मत करना, फैमिली बिजनेस एंड ऑन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप करना है। एमबीए लिखा होगा, एमबीए फैमिली बिजनेस एंड ऑन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप या इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स इन फैमिली बिजनेस एंड ऑन्टरप्रेन्योरशिप। 5 साल का है, लेकिन 3 साल करना है हमें। मतलब 3 साल बीबीए कर लो, उसके बाद काम करो, उसके बाद देखेंगे कि एमबीए करना है कि नहीं करना है। या सो अगेन माय अपील टू लॉट ऑफ यू इज जस्ट ओपन अप योर माइंड्स। अभी हम बिल्कुल इंजीनियरिंग वाले भी करियर्स बताने वाले हैं। मेरे टीम मेंबर्स बस बिल्कुल रेडी हैं कि जैसे ही मैं चुप हूँ एकदम से स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे। सो हम इंडिया के बाहर अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी बताने वाले हैं। विल टेल यू इन डिटेल हाउ यू कैन प्लान आउट अ करियर इन इंडिया और आउटसाइड इंडिया, एंड इट्स एब्सोल्युटली फाइन। हो सकता है तुम आउटसाइड इंडिया बाद में जाना चाहते हो सकता है अभी जाना चाहते हो, आफ्टर 12th कर सकते हैं। डू यू नो, my team sent 3 people for studying 11th and 12th grade also outside India last year. So people are going after 10th class also. Okay, Mr. Singh's question is lower IPU college BTech CSC. Should I go for a foreign university abroad? Which university should I focus on? Yeah. My study abroad team will answer this, what you can get in this percentage और कैसे क्या कर सकते हैं। बी आर्क में लवीश बहुत ज़्यादा सैलरीज तो नहीं है। एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोलर कहाँ से करोगे, एक बार बताओ कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी तुमने ढूंढी है। देन कोई प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी बेकार की हो तो मत करना यार, मत करना। या खुशी आर्किटेक्चर करके वी कैन गेट इनटू like we can get into the area of landscape design, interior design. You can work with a big builder, you can have your own architectural firm, you can work with an architectural firm. स्टार्टिंग सैलरीज इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है खुशी। सो 5-6 साल लगते हैं अपनी प्रोफाइल बनाने में और एक नाम बन जाता है, देन यू कैन अर्न लॉट ऑफ मनी। तो आर्किटेक्चर एक बैम्बू प्लांट की तरह कि भाई 7-8 साल बाद, 9 साल बाद, 10 साल बाद आपका एकदम से ग्रोथ आएगी। शुरू में पैसा काफ़ी कम है, ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स कि कहाँ से कर रहे हैं। इंडियन एविएशन कॉलेज दिल्ली, नहीं नहीं लविश, बिल्कुल भी मत जाना। प्राइवेट कॉलेज है, कुछ नहीं है, द्वारका साइड में है ना ये, अगर है नो नो नो, मज़ा नहीं आएगा। ओके, सो गाइस, सो चलो अब थोड़ा सा कन्वेंशनल वो कर लेते हैं, बीच बीच में हम लोग आंसर भी करते रहेंगे। नाउ आई हैव माई टीम मेंबर्स सुमेर ब्रूटा हु इज हेडिंग स्टडी अब्रॉड एंड विक्रम सोनी हु इज हेडिंग domestic counseling. Both of them are coming and they'll be sharing a lot of options with you. Mr. Singh is asking which country for BTech at 80%. Yeah, so they'll come and share which part. Ayushi, the best college for architecture is SPA, School of Planning and Architecture. Over to you, Sumer. You can continue, and I'll keep on bumping in between. Sumer.
Thank you so much, sir, and welcome everybody to the second episode of this particular series where we're discussing certain unique courses and multiple options that one can do after different streams. So, a very warm welcome to everybody. Ribu, if you can just go next. Okay, so the first and the foremost thing is that there are so many courses that one can do after doing physics, chemistry, math, and that particular combination. In terms of both international as well as Indian universities. So I'm just going to quickly highlight upon that, and then we'll move forward next. So the first college in the list over here is Berkeley College of Music. It's actually called the Ivy League of the performing arts specifically, wherein they offer this particular program which is called Music Production and Engineering. It's an undergraduate degree for 4 years, is what you specifically do. It's located in Boston, Massachusetts, in the US. And the most important aspect over here that you can understand is that this is more on the sound engineering bit. So you'll learn how to also create music, what kind of decibel levels. So for example, how the speaker placement should also be in terms of the acoustics and things like that. That is what this particular program is going to teach you. So you learn about engineering, you learn about production, you learn about mixing, mastering, and recording the industry in the recording industry. Next. The next course is through, of course, the most famous university in the entire world, which is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It gives you an undergraduate degree in engineering management, which is a concentration. So you can learn about engineering and you can also learn about business management together. So, what kind of careers come out of this can be something related to, say, project management. Or it could be that, different teams within engineering are working and how you're managing that entire team is what you'll also learn along with the technical skills as such. Typically, MIT is one of the most competitive universities in the world. It has an acceptance rate of less than 4% around the world. Typically, for MIT, you need to have a very strong profile. You need to give a lot of Olympiads. You need to get a lot of stuff done in terms of your profile. Also, when it comes to research papers, social projects, online courses, international competitions, there are n number of things that one can do, but in depth in order to get into this institution. So the most important aspect that you have to also understand while learning engineering management at MIT is that you need to show an inclination towards both leadership as well as technical skills in your application for you to get accepted into this particular program. Next. So, this is an institution by India. Vikram sir, if you're here, I'll also invite the head of the domestic services at Jitin Chawla Center for Career Development, and he can just explain to you about this particular program.
Hi, Sumer, and hi, everyone. Thank you, Sumer. So, this university is very unique, Adani University, and they are offering very unique programs like BTech in Information and Communication Technology, BTech in Civil and Infrastructure Management. So, they are offering very futuristic program, which is something not this because every student is competition for the computer science right now. They are not thinking for civil, they are not thinking for infrastructure, power, or electronics and communication technology. So this industry will give you something edge over the other students, and the demand is huge in this market. Yeah, next please. Rebu, next please.
So this course is offered by University of Waterloo, which is geological engineering. It's a part of the civil and environmental engineering aspect. It is more onto the lines of how you can acquire geological knowledge into the entire aspect of construction and operations and maintenance of civil engineering structures. So, for example, whenever say a flyover is being also constructed, you need to also test the ground overall. So this is what geological engineering will also explain to you as a part of this particular program. You'll also learn about the environmental engineering aspect. So the best thing about University of Waterloo is that you have a very interdisciplinary approach towards engineering in this particular regard. So what happens is that students who are studying mechanical engineering are also collaborating with students who are studying, say, geological engineering or something, on research papers, on projects and things like that, and finding new solutions and innovative solutions. So this is something which you can do, and it's a very very unique program that one can take a look at. Next. So Another program which is specifically into the lines of mathematics is combinatorics and optimization. It's a super specialized area within mathematics, and one can get into different aspects. You can get into operations research through this. You can get into something like mathematical modeling. You can also get into quantitative modeling through this particular program. You can also get into something like financial modeling. So these are, some of the new areas as such within this particular program. You can also get into a specific area which is more onto the lines of applied mathematics. So this program offers a huge set of opportunities. It's very super specialized, and that's the best part, that you're getting to study a super specialized program at an undergraduate level. It doesn't get better than that. So this is how you can specifically look at this program if you love math, if you have a very strong inclination towards math. So on a side note, in fact, University of Waterloo hosts is collaborated with CEMC. It's a government-based organization within Canada wherein they have mathematics-based competitions for students in grade 9, 10, 11, and 12. Of course, there are different names for this. So if you give those exams, then your chances of being accepted into this particular program will be very, very high, right? So that also gives you the advantage of building up your profile more academically, and that is how you move forward. Next.
Because Sumir, with the same line, in India, many IITs and some very renowned private colleges in BTech programs, they already offer BTech computing and mathematics.
Exactly, exactly. So this is like a
Next,
very
please.
unique program that even IITs are
Yes.
also offering. Debu, you can go next. So, even as a matter of fact, Illinois Institute of Technology, which is also called IIT in the US, is offering a program which is called Computational Chemistry and Biochemistry. Right? This is a program wherein you can learn about computational methods to understand chemical and biochemical properties and processes. I mean, imagine, the again, learning a very, very super specialized tech course is going to give you so much of weightage tomorrow. So there is something which is called chemical informatics, wherein you're understanding chemical compounds, and you're basically doing data science on the basis of that to find new elements, or also manipulating current elements in terms of building new particular systems, or different applications that come through chemistry, as a matter of fact. Next. University of Pennsylvania, an Ivy League college in the US, they offer something which is called Network and Social Systems Engineering. So this is a very, very unique program which is basically more onto the lines of first understanding sociology, as a matter of fact, as to how different communities stay, how different cultures are specifically. Like for example, Indians have a concept of joint families versus the US, it's more nuclear families as such. So you first understand that, and on the basis of this, you start building up network systems. So it's a brand new program that University of Pennsylvania basically offers. Again, since it's an Ivy League, so so they have about 75 seats globally for this particular program. So you need to have a very strong SAT score. You need to have a very strong profile. In fact, when it comes to what kind of tech projects have you taken up, like for example, you have created your own app in terms of networking with different people. Like LinkedIn is an app, WhatsApp is an app, these kind of programs, right? So if you can work on that particular front, if you have a very strong understanding of liberal arts, as a matter of fact, wherein you're understanding how people work in and behave in social settings and things like that, trust me, getting into this program would be not that difficult. But yes, it has to be in line with what you want to study, which is at an undergraduate level, a combination of societies and social with engineering. Next. Right, Vikram sir.
So before that, I am taking few questions. Like Tarun has asked, how to get admissions in IIT Delhi? Dear, you need to crack JEE Mains and JEE Advance. Then only you will get the. If you get something top, you can say numbers and percentile, you will get into a IIT Delhi or something others. Then Ashish, which programs, colleges you are asking? Please specify. And Mr. Singh, under 8 lakh of tuition fees, BTech program, maybe you can check out latest news. DU has introduced a BTech program this year, and they need JEE mains. And for the other universities, some under Maharashtra CET, COMDAC, under PES test, you will get something tuition fees under 8 lakh. Otherwise, you can check few universities like Plaksha, Shivnadar, and Manipal Jaipur. Plashka and Shivnadar, they do offer scholarship, but they need merit. Means they will give you 50% or 100% scholarship as well. But you need to, as per your 80% in class 12, you're not eligible for that.
Just
Tarun,
to
yeah,
So just
please.
to add on to Mr. Singh's question also, so specifically if you want to look at certain international universities, then if you are giving the SAT exam, there is a university in Belgium which is very, very, it's a very cost-effective university and it's one of the top-notch universities called KU Leuven. Average tuition fee is around 4 lakhs per year as such. Living cost may be around 6 to 7 lakhs or maybe 8 lakhs as at the maximum, and it is ranked 65th worldwide. Even as a matter of fact, if you look at the Netherlands has two universities. One is called TU Delft, which is Delft University of Technology, and the other one is called Eindhoven University of Technology. These two programs are, they cost about 8 lakhs to 12 lakhs between that, and living cost is around 10 to 12 lakhs per annum in these particular universities. But they are again also very top notch universities that you can also take a look at, specifically if you want to look at international universities specifically with regard to your program. Next up, please. I mean,
So, Tarun, I will take questions later on. So, this university, Plashka, which I already referred, this is a very new launch university. Vibhu, can you back? Yeah. So they offered only BTech program, and especially this program is very, very unique because nowadays many factories, many surgeries, many car making companies, they are using robotics, and something cyber physical system is something very, very emerging and mixture with the robotics fields. So these universities offered very unique programs. They will involve the students into projects. They have a collaboration with the best universities abroad. They hired some best faculties from the abroad also. But they will only take admissions as per the US format. Like you need to submit the application with SOPs, some essays, then they have a test, and then they have an interview. Then they will give you merit, like whether you are selected or not. Totally based on US. Next slide. This is Triple IT Delhi. They offered BTech Computer Science and Design. It's a very unique, you can say, process in admissions. Out of total number of seats, they have decided 50% seats are reserved for PCM and 50% reserved for the commerce and humanities students. So PCM students need to crack JEE mains, and for the commerce and humanities need to crack UCED exam. So, and this course structure is very amazing. You want to get into some design module, some car making, robots, drone, or any electronic products. So, with the merger of coding and creativity, you can get into this program. Yeah. Next. And this is the Indian Institute of Science and Research, Pune. That's short form of IESR, and they offer BS and MS in a dual degree. They prefer PCMB, and they have a own test either through KVPI test or JEE Advanced. So they have a three major admission pattern. Accordingly, you can get the admissions. Next, please. That means with your PCM degree, if you want to get into some research, you can do that. And same in the line of space science, because every next persons want to get into aerospace or something, or electronics and communications, making a new chip, working on 6G. Recently, we had interaction, Sumer, one parent, they are from Nokia, and the gentleman is working with Nokia and another one is working with Ericsson. So both are pitching is something new information. That's now companies are working on the 6G and 7G model right now. They're hiring taking an intern from the top colleges. Those can work on 6G right now. 5G is old, right? So we are already working on 5G. So this is the power of electronics and communication. And after this, you want to get into aerospace industry. My own friend is working with the Walmart, but he's into more into coding and structure. These are from electronics and communication. So after this program, you want to get into computer science, coding, and blockchain, whatsoever the field, you can jump into that. And same, this institute need JE Advance. Next, please. Chitkara is in Punjab, and that's offer fire safety engineering. Very unique, very niche, very less number of students who are interested, but job market is huge because the number of openings are more, but the filling, like means students are not picking up these particular jobs, but there's a huge market for it. Or maybe after this, you can develop some unique product or unique equipment for the fire safety. So, like there's a recent news in Canada, their jungles are more into fire right now, and due to that effect, New York is infecting right now due to the smoke. So, for that safety purpose, you can join this particular program. Next, please. Computer science. Yeah. Next. So again, BTech Computer Science and Design. I'm repeating this one, but this is a more 60% or 65% more into computers and 35% or 40% into design. That means if you love coding, want to develop new products, you can join these programs through JE mains, and they are top in chart. That means you get into top in ranking. Next.
Even as a matter of fact, Triple IT Delhi has a program which is called BTech in Computer Science and Humanities or Social Sciences,
Social
which is
science.
also a
Yes.
very unique program that they're offering sort of careers that open up maybe through digital humanities and things like that. I mean, amazing
Totally.
choices of programs again, as such.
And
Next, Triple.
students don't know about the admission process. Like if you're not able to crack any test, if you get into something top merit in your class 12, that means 95 or 96% or 97%, you have a great chance to get the admission there on your merit. No any test. Go and check it out. Next.
So
Yeah,
even
over
as
to
a
you.
matter of so even as a matter of fact, when you're looking onto the lines of University of British Columbia, which a lot of Indian parents know of as one of the most revered universities in the world, so they have a super specialized dual major program which is called combined major in business and computer science. The name of the program is called Bucks. So what happens over here is that you take admission into the Bachelor of Commerce first. It's an undergraduate degree, and after that, once when you've received the decision somewhere in the month of February and March, then you get an invite to basically apply to this program, and there'll be a couple of essays as such in terms of writing about your orientation towards computer science. Best part is commerce with math students can also pursue this, humanities with math students can also pursue this. So imagine a world of possibilities where you're studying business and computer science together, and you can get into areas like financial technologies, right? You can also get into hardcore software firms or tech firms wherein you can be first going onto the coding side and then getting into the team leads and all of those kind of aspects. So again, a pretty good choice. For typically the percentage required over here will be 10th, 11th, 12th should be around 85 to 90 and above. So it's a very unique program that you can definitely look at. Next. So even as a matter of fact, University of California, Berkeley, one of the top UCs in the world, specifically have this particular program. It's called Management, Entrepreneurship, and Technology. So you're learning the best of three worlds, where you're learning about entrepreneurship, you're learning about business management, as a matter of fact, and also computer science. So the best thing, so University of California, Berkeley has the Haas School of Business. Haas School of Business is specifically known as one of the top-notch business schools. Now, having to learn something like entrepreneurship in as a particular course can also teach you about networking. It can teach you about fundraising. It can teach you about startups, all of those kind of things. And there are internships and things like that. But there's a very limited seat capacity over here. So again, the course is a little difficult to get into. But if you have the right grades and the right profile, I'm sure you can, gun for this program. It is one of the best places that you can be at in order to have a balance between computer science and business together. Next. So, as a matter of fact, there are many, many disciplines that stem out of engineering, be it mechanical, be it electrical, electronics. There's computer engineering, there's automotive, which is, supposed to be very unique. There's environmental engineering, which focuses more on sustainability. There's aerospace, there's chemical. So, over the next few slides, we're going to talk to you about engineering as well. Next, Abu.
So this is Manipal. This is very famous university in India, and that's offer BTech in mechatronics. Very unique programs. And now is the next upcoming game because now students think I want to develop something unique. I love creativity. I love coding, or I want to get into something uh, related to car making, related to some design, मतलब equipment making, or some drone making or something like that. So these programs will give you a window to get into mechanical plus robotics, and you can add some artificial intelligence with that. This is the future, because nowadays you can think every equipment is enabled with AI right now. So Manipal having a own test, accordingly you can get into that. Next.
So even as a matter of fact, University of Pennsylvania has a program which has mechanical engineering and applied mechanics, as a minor as well. So specifically, there are so many programs that University of Pennsylvania offers because, of course, believe it or not, the flagship has been engineering, other than, of course, the Wharton School of Business, which is, specifically known for business management. But this basically helps you in terms of, understanding solid bodies, and it can also help you understand fluids, heat generation, transport, application to analysis, design, manufacture components. So there are multiple areas that you'll be focusing on within this particular program, which is applied mechanics along with mechanical engineering. So to get into University of Pennsylvania, a specific SAT score would be somewhere around 15, 20 and above, typically. And of course, you need to have very, very high grades. A typical profile would require a lot of leadership potential that has to be showcased. University of Pennsylvania, of course, in terms of the application strategy, also shows that if in case you have, dealt with any sort of unsurmountable challenges and you've risen above those, that has been, completely amazing. So for that particular reason, University of Pennsylvania can be a choice if in case you want to consider engineering and specifically mechanical engineering, typically. Next.
So this is the National Power Training Institute that's offer BTech in BTech or BE. That's one of the same thing in power engineering, because that's our next source. How we can utilize, how we can make a new products, new equipments of it, or how to make a new safety equipment for the power distributions, or making a new plants or something. So this is very unique, and you want to join the program something very niche or something very futuristic, so this is for you. Next, please.
Similarly, for the electrical engineering genre, just like NTPI, now there's another university which is in Canada, specifically very, very well known for engineering, which is McGill University. McGill University offers a program which is called a Bachelor's of Engineering or a Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering. It's a specialization offered under the major of engineering, and it is a 4 year long program. Typically, McGill University requires an overall percentage of 90 and above in the last 3 years of your high school education, which is 90%. They also require a very strong orientation towards, the discipline of engineering, typically through tech projects and things like that. And you need to have a very strong IELTS score. You don't require SAT for this particular university, but it is a very strong choice. It's ranked, I think, probably around 25th or 27th worldwide, and it is located in Montreal, which is, the south region of Canada specifically. Next review. So as a
So
matter of fact, Vikram sir, can you see this? Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
yeah. So this is triple IT Roorkee, sorry, IIT Roorkee, and that's offer BTech electrical engineering, and with dual degree with the MTech, instrumentation and control. So if you're very focused, that's you want to get into something very instrumental things and don't want to waste your years like firstly BTech and get the exams separately for the MTech level, whether it's India or abroad. This is a very unique programs and mixture, total complete 5 years, and that will give you something job market ready for it. And afterwards, you want to get into research, then you can get into more into PhD. Otherwise, you can join any corporate or any unique universities to deliver the lectures or doing more patent things, more research things. You can join. So, Ripu, next slide. And before that, Vanita Garg. Vanita, you have asked which course I should pursue if I don't want to do a BTech 93% with PCM and economics. So maybe if you like maths, you can get into economics honors like Gokhale Pune, Shivnadar, DU, Mumbai University, Narsimunji, Symbiosis, BITS. BITS do offer the economics honors with your PCM degree, and rest you can get into finance, data science, physics honors if you like astrophysics. And if you don't want to get into pure BTech programs, so B Pharma is open for you, agriculture is open for you, bioinformatics is a mixture of something bio plus technology, that's again in the format of BTech. But apart from that, finance, law, international relations, that's you can join. Yeah, please, Sumit.
Right, sir. So, specifically with regard to this particular program, this is offered by Imperial College London. It's a Masters of Engineering. Now, most of you who are getting confused about Masters in Engineering, this is an integrated program specifically offered, which is for 4 years. So, 3 years of your bachelor's and 1 year of your master's, typically at Imperial College London, ranked 8th worldwide. And this would give you a host of specific careers. So you can get into R&D, you can become a telecommunications engineer, you could also work into specific areas related to sales. As a matter of fact, also this is a new career which has come out, which is called sales engineering, which is a combination of your knowledge and expertise in sales as a matter of fact also your knowledge and expertise in the field of engineering. You can also become a power systems engineer typically through this particular program. So there are a number of careers that will also open up. And of course, because the name and the value of Imperial College London is supposed to be very, very superior. So this program would, really put you on the map when you're applying to say particularly for a specific career as such. So an amazing program overall. So typically for this particular program, you need a very strong score in your grade 10, which is around 90-95%. 12th also there should be three subjects that should be 95, 95, 95, which can be PCM. Fourth and the fifth subject can be 90 and above. You might have to write also an exam called the MAT that the university will decide, according to the profile, and then they will suggest to you specifically. But yes, Imperial College London is supposed to be one of the best engineering schools and the best tech schools in the entire world. Next review.
Uh, Sumit, next I'm taking a few questions, then we can start this
Yes.
PPT. So before that, Tarun has asked which universities offer aeronautical engineering. So you can check Andhra University, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, IAST, Manipal, UPS, and Satyabhama. And one more questions. Future, Ashish, future of B Pharma is very lucrative if you're getting into research. So after B Pharmacy, you can get into M Pharmacy in a different domains. They are offer, normally universities offer in on 4 different specialization, 4 or 5. Otherwise, you can join the MBA Pharma or MBA International Business, get into more into management, MBA Strategy Management. So that depend on yourself, like which side you want to go, research or more into strategy planning or more into sales, branding, anything.
In fact, Ashish, as a matter of fact, you can also go back to our episode 1 that we did about 10 days back, wherein we've highlighted the unique careers in PCB as well. So, in fact, Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies also offers a bachelor's of pharmacy plus a master's in business administration altogether. So, if you're looking at a corporate kind of a career, it's going to be very, very lucrative in that particular regard. So, take a look at that as well.
Mr. Singh, your question is, should we take a drop for IIT or NIT or go abroad for BTech? I believe you should consult first and then take a decision, because in a matter of fact, next 5 or 10 minutes, if I and Sumer will give you any pitch, that will not relevant. So must we will then sit down and finalize something points, why we drop or why not drop. So accordingly, you can take a call. So you can book a session with us. Ribu can already mention the numbers. Accordingly, you can contact us and we can give you more help for that. Yes, for the Khushi Triple IT Delhi or Triple IT any IIT Delhi. Yes. So JE mains is important and then JE advanced. Next, Ribu, can you play the PPT now? Thank you. So again, Plashka, Ribu back.
We can go back, yeah.
So this program is very unique and newly launched, and only maths is needed in this particular program. No physics, chemistry, maths. Whether he is from commerce with maths or humanities with maths, you can pursue this program. Again, these are one questions related to Plashka, the admission process. That's I already defined. Like they have a structure-wise US pattern for the admissions. In the application form, they do ask about the essays, some activities, mainly of your profile, whatever you did in the last 2 or 3 years, any achievements, some SOPs, statement of purpose, a letter of recommendation from your school teacher or counselor. And once they check your applications accordingly, if you pass, then we'll call you for the test and followed by the interview. That's the pattern they have. Next, please.
So even as a matter of fact, in Australia, there's a family of tech universities. One of those, of course, RMIT University, which is Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. This offers a bachelor's of engineering in computer and network engineering specifically. So this particular program is a fusion between electronics and electrical, and of course computer engineering, where you're learning about chip design. You're also learning about the wiring component of computers. You're also learning about heat management. As a matter of fact, you're also learning about network engineering, which is more related to the network efficiency, the latest technology. So that, for example, Wi-Fi is now there are different modems, receiver modems for Wi-Fi. So initially there was Wi-Fi 5, 6, 6E. Now there's Wi-Fi 7 as well. So learning about this and how to integrate that specifically. So this is a 4-year long program. Typically, tuition fee is around $42,240, and there are two intakes in this. So, for example, if you've just completed 12th and you've not applied, then you can probably go next year in February, and you can also apply for next year in July. So every intake would be available for this particular university. So there are other institutions in Australia also which are basically tech based, like for example, University of Technology Sydney is there, Queensland University of Technology is there. So such kind of institutions you can also particularly look at. UTS. So that is how it is. Next, Vikram sir.
Yeah, so that's a VIT. That's a very popular name in the South India and North India as well. Vellore, main campus. They do offer BTech in automotive engineering, and they have a own test for the admissions. Now, if you see that a lot of new cars is happening right now, a lot of inbuilt, like Kia's brand is coming up. Tesla is something big in the market right now. So they have changed the vision of all the car making industry. So and they are changing the model, changing the equipment, changing the engine, changing the vision for the driver. Is totally new things. They are a totally futuristic plan. So you must check automotive engineering in a very lucrative way. So they have on test and followed by the merit list. Yes. Next.
So if you're talking about automotive engineering, then one of the best countries, of course, to look at is
Yes.
Germany. And
Totally.
so specifically from, I mean, this particular university offers a bachelor's of engineering and automotive engineering, where you learn about uh, specifically the aerodynamics of a particular car. How to basically make cars a little more efficient in terms of the energy, in terms of fuel consumption, in terms of their impact on the environment. This particular university also focuses on race cars, specifically. So in terms of the entire aerodynamics, from the bumper, from the front bumper to the rear bumper, overall, how is the air managed specifically in terms of the intakes and things like that. So this is how you can do. So typically when you're applying for an undergraduate degree in Germany, since their education system is for 13 years, they expect Indian students to also have 13 years of education. Now since we do 12 years of K-12 education, so what you may have to do is you would have to learn German, the German language till B1, B2 level. You would have to attend a student college, which is more, it's a preparatory college specifically, wherein you learn a specific course in general in German, and then you move forward towards the university. So typically, most of the public universities in Germany are free of cost. Typically, you might have to pay an administrative fee of about 15,000, 25,000 rupees, but typically the tuition fee is free of cost as such in Germany. So this is how you can specifically look at it. Next. So even as a matter of fact, Stanford University offers a program which is called BS in Environmental Systems Engineering. So environmental systems engineering, right now there's a lot of work that is going on in companies understanding the role of sustainability in the entire world. Recently, if any one of you would have you know seen the WWDC event at Apple, they every year now dedicate about 20-25 minutes about their entire presentation on sustainability and how their entire campus is also becoming sustainable. So that is how you can specifically do. Now, because Stanford is more of a liberal arts college, so you learn other things also alongside, environmental systems engineering, which can be social, political, and the economic aspects of, environmental sustainable strategies and their challenges. And they also, make you understand how to develop infrastructures and things like that. So it's again a very strong choice. So typically, getting into Stanford University requires you to have a very strong academic record, whether you're from the IB board or the CBSE board or this ISC board or something. A very strong SAT score, maybe somewhere in the range of 1550. That's a 75th percentile overall in terms of the SAT requirement. Other than that, you would also have to showcase a very, very strong way in terms of, showcasing what kind of activities have you done in terms of tech projects in depth. So maybe you've just started, I mean, devised your own probably air purifier system, which is more sustainable. Things like that, stuff that is out of the blue, but very, very relevant to the admissions committee. So you can definitely look at Stanford's program specifically, and this is a program that is offered by Civil and Environmental Engineering department of this particularly. Next.
Sumit, there are two questions for you. That's
Yes.
cost of studying in University of Pennsylvania, and second is from Ashish. That's whether we are doing for the middle class student.
Okay. So one of the most important aspects that you have to understand is that most of the Ivy Leagues in the US, they do not offer merit-based admissions. They offer something which is called financial aid. Now, University of Pennsylvania specifically has a need-aware financial aid. So you have to really outperform in terms of the class profile. So typically, if there are 200 students who are applying to this particular program, you need to have a very, very strong profile in terms of getting a scholarship over here. That's one. Secondly, in terms of the cost of attendance, now in the US, cost of attendance means tuition fee and your living cost together. So in terms of that specifically, the cost of attendance of University of Pennsylvania will be somewhere in the range of 84 to $87,000 per annum. But please remember that you have the option of applying for financial aid. So you can definitely make this very, very, very affordable in this particular regard.
And Sumir, second question would be like cost-effective countries, like where the fees is very nominal.
So, in terms of cost effective countries, you can specifically look at the European side of universities. So, typically, if you're looking more onto the lines of something like Netherlands, or if you're looking at Germany, Sweden, France, Spain, but you really need to know the language if you're going after grade 12, particularly, and that too at some particular level. Finland is also a great choice. So, typically, in certain universities in Finland, the tuition fee is around £8,000, and your entire living cost will be around not pounds, euros, but the living cost will be around 10 to 12 lakhs per annum. But specifically, if you're a very high achieving student, I would also encourage you to apply to Hong Kong University, Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, Chinese University of Hong Kong. They also have scholarships specifically for international students. So you can pay us a visit specifically regarding this, and we can share more information regarding this with you overall.
Ashish, you can book a session and we can provide you more information for any country. But firstly, you need to finalize your program. Accordingly, we can help you like which country is best. And Shikha, yes, you can take an education loan for the US or any country, or whether it's India. Yes, you can. And Mr. Singh, yes, we offer some provide you information more into 80%, like which top universities and which country you can target. So Ribu, can you flash the numbers and at least they can book a session with us? Ashish and Mr. Singh, if you are interested for the counseling, please refer yes and drop a WhatsApp message to this study abroad inquiries number. Our team will get back to you. So next slide I'm covering. So Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, that's of a BTech Aerospace Engineering, and that's a route of a JE Advance. But this is a very typical and niche area. This is a very exciting. If you are very focused, that you want to work really hard for this particular industry, more into space shuttle design, their equipments, more into robotics, study of the space, then you please go for it. If you have a aim to work something related to space shuttle design only, or they are electrical, I prefer the mechanical route or electrical route, first in the BTech, and then you can pursue your choice into job market, and then followed by MTech. Yes, next please.
So, as a matter of fact, in fact, University of Southern California, located at the West Coast, typically known for their acting and film school, of course, also has a very famous engineering department also, which is called USC Viterbi. They have undergraduate programs specifically in astronautical engineering. Astronautical engineering specifically is astronautical, meaning astro, which is aerospace, and nautical, meaning more on the aeronautical front as well. So typically this university has a tremendous set of programs. You can take a lot of minors along with this, if in case you have areas of interest like in biology or something like that, and you can specifically specialize in something called astrobiology also. And as a matter of fact, when you're looking at this particular university, they typically accept SAT score. I mean, they typically would look at a profile of about 1500 in terms of SAT. They also have certain merit based scholarships typically. So the cost of attendance of USC, University of Southern California, can be somewhere around $90,000, which is very expensive. But they do also offer merit based scholarships. But for that, you need to apply before 1st of December of your grade 12, right? So other than that, in terms of Viterbi, they will also require you to also have a very strong portfolio of engineering projects that you can show to the university. Other than that, also a very strong performance in Olympiads. So these are the key aspects that you would have to also look at when you're applying to a place like University of Southern California. It is a very strong choice because most of the tech industry is settled in California. So your ability to network with a lot of companies and organizations would be very easy if you do this particularly. And I have typically also sent a couple of students over there who are now working at NASA, right? Through this particular program. So, again, very strong choice. Next.
So that's Pandit Deendayal Energy University. That's of a BTech in petroleum engineering. Is very niche and very unique. And afterwards, you want to work for refinery. You want to work for all the refinery based products, or you want to develop something unique things into entrepreneurship as a business or into job market in India or abroad. Your doors will be open for it. So that's they have a consider through JE Mains Advance. Accordingly, you can get the admissions. And now, Sumit, there's a one question from Navya, like tuition grant and scholarship given side by side in NTU for computer science.
So typically, Navya, it's very uncommon for the scholarship and tuition grant to come together. Specifically, because if you're getting a tuition grant, automatically you're paying a subsidized tuition to the university, wherein you're also signing a bond with the government stating that you will stay in Singapore after the completion of your degree for close to 3 years or maybe 6 years. You can't leave, but in my opinion, I don't think that you'll be able to get both together. You will be able to get only one. So NTU also has certain STEM related scholarships that you can apply for, but typically if you get the tuition grant, then probably you may not be able to get other merit based scholarships that Nanyang Technological University is offering. Now on that topic also, typically if you're applying for NTU, your JE advanced scores will also be counted, right? If you give them, if you've crossed your JE mains and then you're getting into JE advanced, I mean, the university would give you a higher weightage comparatively if you're applying for NTU or Nanyang Technological University. So this is going to be a very, very strong choice if you want to look at something like that overall. Hello? Yeah. Right. So next, Ibu. Okay. So University College London again shares the same ranking as Imperial College London in the UK, which is ranked 8th worldwide. Typically, they have something which is really awesome, which combines physics, chemistry, math, biology, and engineering all together, right? So this is called biochemical engineering. Again, it's a master's integrated program, so you need at least you will study over there for 4 years, 3 years of bachelor's and 1 year of master's typically. And the best part of this overall is that you can get into a host of careers. So you could probably get into something like process development engineering. You can also get into quality control engineer. You can be a quality assurance engineer as well, as a matter of fact. You could also become a research scientist. You could become a food process engineer, right? So this is how you can also specify. Environmental engineering is also possible through this particularly. Biomaterials engineering is also possible through this, right? So there are a number of areas that you can get through with this. Typically for UCL, you need to, again, just like Imperial, you need to have 395s and 290s. In PCM, if it is, then triple 95. Other two subjects would be 90 each. Comparatively, you may have to write an exam. No, it's not very common for this particular program, but if in case the university requires it, then you can definitely apply for it. uh, in the UK, the process concept of biology related careers has been very, very strong, right? Whether it is also comparatively, in terms of biomedical engineering, or if it is biochemical engineering, anything on those particular lines, it's pretty a strong choice comparatively. So you can definitely look at this. Next.
And Ashish, yes, forms are closed for PDEU University for the BTech program. So this is CEPT University. That's more of a architecture domain. It's a very famous and topping chart. And with that, uh, if you love something designing, house making, or mapping, then this architecture design is for you. If you are following only for the influence and some only that's I love mapping, so maybe you can think of BTech Civil, or after civil MBA construction project management also. So apart from architecture, if you love designing the houses, so civil engineering also. Next, please, Sumit.
Yeah. Right. So this is a unique program which is offered by University of Waterloo, wherein in other than architectural studies, they also teach you about the history of architecture. They teach you about urban planning, construction methods. There are different areas that you can specifically look at. The best part of this program is that it also gives you a 1 year long co-op term, specifically wherein you can work full time as an intern with different companies. So typically in Canada, if you're studying, so you have 20 hours of part time work, but as a matter of fact, if you're doing co-op, then your part-time work extends up to 40 hours per week. So you can network with different companies. You can find a lot of architectural firms and even sustainable architectural firms typically that are working into this space. Since University of Waterloo has a tie-up with about 4,000, 5,000 companies around the world, it is like a very, very strong choice one can take a look at specifically. So for that particular reason, I feel that University of Waterloo will be a very strong choice. If in case you want to pursue architecture, there's a portfolio that is required over here. Other than that, you need to have a very strong percentage, probably above 85% in grades 10th, 11th, and 12th. And that is how you can specifically move forward with.
Ribu, next. So Maths and Stats, Indian Satellite Institute, and it's a top in chart. BSc Stats honors they offer. They have a own test for the admissions. And after Stats, you can get into operation research, data science, public policies, IR, more into finance, more into strategy, international businesses. This will open doors for you afterwards. Next.
Even as a matter of fact, University of Waterloo again seems to have a lot of courses. So University of Waterloo also offers something which is called mathematical finance. It is offered by the mathematic department, wherein you can specifically take up this particular program as your major. There are other majors also within math, like applied mathematics and so on, and combinatorics, as I highlighted initially. But with mathematical finance, you can specifically get into quantitative modeling, financial management. You can get into investments, risk management, fraudulent analysis. Then there are such kind of areas that one can specifically work into with mathematical finance. Again, if you give the CEMC exam and if you get a high score, you'll be considered very strongly for this particular profile. Typically, University of Waterloo would look at your math scores also over here, and they have to be above 90 in 10th, 11th, and 12th for you to particularly pursue this particular program. So it's a very strong choice. Again, you need to also give the IELTS exam. They don't require SAT. In fact, none of the universities in Canada would require SAT, and that is how you look at it.
So in India, that's the same type of format offered by Ashoka. That's offer BSc Economics and Finance.
Correct.
Shivnadar, BSc Economics, Data and Finance, and Christ Bangalore offering Economics and Finance again. And Plashka University, BTech, Data, Economics and Business. So they are a very strong choice, like in India, 4 different universities. Next slide, please, Ribu. Now is physics. Next. UPS Dehradun, they offer BSc Physics and Astrophysics. Apart from this, Ajim Premji, Shivnadar, Andhra University, Anna University, Bangalore University, they do offer BSc Physics honors. Afterwards, you can get into MSc into astronomy or astrophysics as a specialization. But UPS is offering very unique programs and specialization in that. Next.
So, in fact, Imperial College London also has something called physics with theoretical physics, wherein so theoretical physics specifically is an area wherein you're developing theories in terms, and you're using a lot of mathematical analysis in terms of developing on those particular aspects. Like for example, Einstein, few centuries ago had specifically talked about the concept of black hole. So that was a theoretical concept which was then taken into the experimental side, and then it was viewed forward. So if you have a very strong liking for physics, then you can specifically do it. Again, it's an integrated program. It's for 4 years wherein you're learning, and you get a master's degree. It's called a Masters of Science, MSCI, and that is how you can move forward. So typically 10th and 12th you need to have 12th you need to have triple 95s and 90s, and for 10th you need to have a very, very strong academic score, maybe in the 95s and the 96 if you're a CBSE student or something. So that is what you can specifically look at in terms of Imperial College London if you have a very strong inclination towards the field of physics as such.
We go next slide. Design, that's student friendly, like they love creativity. So this IIT Bombay, they do offer this School of Design, and that's through UCED exam. Mainly students from humanities, commerce, or PCM, they can get into that. And next, IIT Bombay, Guwahati, Hyderabad. then DTU, and Triple IT Delhi also computer science and design. They do accept UCED exams. Apart from this, Shishti Bangalore, Symbiosis, Anant National, UID Gandhinagar, and Shivnadar, they have started the Bachelor of Design programs. So that's, you can check it out. Next, please.
So even as a matter of fact, Carnegie Mellon University, one of the best tech universities in the entire world, it's a private institution. They offer something which is called a bachelor's in product design. So product design can be anything, as you can see in the images also. As a matter of fact, it could be, something as complicated as a car, or maybe as simple as something like a bottle of water or something. So product design is required everywhere, and it is actually one of the best areas right now that is thriving typically. So Carnegie Mellon, so they typically require a 15 slide portfolio, maybe sometimes 20 as well, depends on the year that you're applying for. And you need to have a very strong inclination towards the concepts of design as such. So they would like to see whatever you've done in your portfolio in terms of the working and then the final product and things like that as such. Typically, the average tuition fee of applying for Carnegie Mellon is around $87,000. I mean, it's a cost of attendance specifically, so tuition and living together, it's about $87,000 per annum. They typically don't offer scholarships to international students, but yes, it is one of the best tech-oriented universities in the entire world. So if you could take a look at their program catalogs, you'll find some amazing majors at an undergraduate level at Carnegie Mellon as such. Next. So even as a matter of fact, Northwestern University, Northwestern Chicago, it's one of the best private universities in the US. They have something which is called human-centered design, right? So this is something which typically involves a lot of graphic designing. It requires a lot of specific UI UX designing related learnings, as well as you can also learn about certain other domains wherein you're learning a little bit about engineering as well. So typically through this particular program you can get into companies like Google, Samsung, Facebook, Instagram, where you're enriching the user experience as such. Or you can also, as a matter of fact, get into a lot of product design areas where you can also use your human centered design expertise in building up new products and services. So again, a very very strong choice. It's a major offered by Northwestern. So Northwestern Chicago does offer financial aid to international students, and typical cost of attendance without aid would be somewhere around $85,000. Typical SAT is around 15-20 that they would accept, and the tuition and the living. The acceptance is less than 5% for this institution, so it's a very very competitive place. But if you can get through, your career would go to amazing heights as such, because the sort of networking that this institution offers is through the roof comparatively. Next.
Somewhere in the same domain, human-centric design, Narsimunji, Mumbai do offer Bachelor of Design in Human-Centric Design, and
Correct.
that's covering four parameters which you already covered. So they are divided into four domains: so social science, business, technology, and creativity. So this all parameters you already explained in a very better way, but they are defined in a domain wise.
Yes.
So they have a new launch program and very unique and futuristic. Yeah. So maybe we need to finish because we are about to we are very already covered a lot of points. So now, if any students want to join for the counseling sessions, please connect on the connect numbers. Ribu, can you highlight the numbers?
Debo, you can also load up this next slide. It's the final slide. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're also, so this series is specifically to highlight a lot of careers wherein you can be very unique in terms of your entire approach. So, through the existence of our organization, we have actually challenged the conventional mindset, and we've actually looked at things that no other people are thinking of, as a matter of fact. So, in
Right.
order to understand a little more in depth about what kind of things that we can suggest to you specifically and in a more personalized manner, you can please feel free to give us a call, drop by. We can definitely help you both for international as well as for domestic universities. and we will give you solutions specifically based on your profile overall.
So, Ribu, finally, you can
Ribu?
highlight the numbers, and we will say finally goodbye to all the audience. So, meanwhile, Shikha, Taneja, there's a question for Sumer. What is the cost of studying in UK? Overall, ballpark figure you can mention, Sumer.
So Kanika specific, thank you. Kanika sir, basically what we can overall find over here is that specifically in the UK, it actually depends on the course. But typically the tuition fee will be somewhere between 25 lakhs to about 35 lakhs per annum. The living cost is between 12 to 16 lakhs depending on where you're basically settling. So if it is London, then it would be a little more expensive comparatively in terms of the university accommodations. So that is how we can specifically look at it. So the UK also offers, certain universities do offer scholarships in the UK, but they're not very prominent for Indian students. But for example, if you're looking at University of Warwick, they also have something called the Al Bukhari scholarships, where you go to write essays and then you can, specifically move forward as such in terms of applying. So University of Glasgow also, they typically, if you're a very competitive applicant, they might give you something like a £7,500 per annum kind of scholarship. So this is how you can specifically do.
Thanks, Sumer, and thank you for all the questions and being a patient or a very, very lovely audience. So hope you will get the new information, and maybe we can interact in the office or online very soon. So on the given number, you can connect us for the more sessions, very detailed sessions. So bye all, and thank you, Sumer.
Thank you so much, sir. The thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you've been a lovely audience. You've asked the right set of questions, and of course, we look forward to also answering a little more. And
Yeah.
please stay tuned for our next series as well, which is going to happen
Yes,
soon. And the third episode is going to specifically cover about commerce and mathematics careers, commerce with math, commerce without math, humanities based careers all together for students who are studying. And we'll again bring out such unique courses and unique programs and what can study and move forward in terms of along with the career prospects, of course.
definitely. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye
Right.
bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.